Good morning, boys and girls. It's so great to see you. I'm ready to get going on our musical journey of discovery today. Let's get to it.
It is always wonderful to warm up before we do a music class or any sort of musical activity. It's important to warm up our bodies and our voices. Also, you've probably been sitting in front of your computer for a little while today, so it's time to get up and stretch with me. We're going to start by stretching to one side, so we're stretching out these muscles in between our ribs. And the other side. Same thing, we've got lots of muscles between our ribs, and that's what helps us to breathe really well. Stretch one more side, time to this side, and the other side. Great. And we're going to stretch both arms up because we have lots of muscles in the front that are super important too, right? And guess what? The muscles of your back are really important for breathing as well. So please bend forward and we'll stretch out your back. Touch your toes if you can. Great. And give yourself a big hug. That also helps stretch across those muscles across the top. Wonderful. Great. All right. We're going to work on trying to develop our breathing skills. So you're going to imagine your favorite baked good is sitting right in front of you. And when you breathe in through your nose, you are breathing from here and filling up into your belly. We don't want to go with our shoulders, but breathe in and let it fill up into your belly down here, okay? So, whatever your favorite baked good is, that's what you're going to imagine you're smelling as you breathe in. Mine, chocolate chip cookies. Ready? So here we go. Breathe in the smell of those delicious baked goods. And then exhale through your mouth. Good. Can you do this with your hands too? Let's breathe in. If you need to change your baked good, that's okay too, because I also really love brownies. Ready? And breathe in. And exhale. Good. Can you feel the air coming down into here? Your lungs are expanding down this way instead of just up like this. Great. Let's try one more time. Change your baked good if you would like, or keep the same. It's up to you. Ooh, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to smell Brookies. It's a combination of chocolate chip cookies and brownies. Best of both worlds. Ready? Here we go. Breathe in. And exhale. Good. Hopefully that's not just helped you warm up your breathing area, but relaxed you a little bit as well. Wonderful. Will you be my echo to help warm up your voice now? Ooh. Wonderful. Very good. It's like a roller coaster for your voice, isn't it? All right. The next thing I'm going to teach you is a tongue twister. This tongue twister goes, Chester Cheetah chewed a chunk of cheap cheddar cheese. Can you try to say that with me? Ready? Chester Cheetah chewed a chunk of cheap cheddar cheese. All right. So I'm going to grab my ukulele to help us get some starting pitches for our exercise, and I'll show you how we sing it. So sung we go, Chester Cheetah chewed a chunk of cheap cheddar cheese. Can you try that with me nice and slow? Ready, go. Chester Cheetah chewed a chunk of cheap cheddar cheese. Great. Now, every time we sing it, the important part is enunciating the consonants so that we really hear each word clearly. If you go, It's hard to understand the words, right? So we want to make sure, especially in tongue twisters, we're working on waking up our mouths. We want to make sure we can enunciate all of those consonants. So whoops, we were on this note. Let's try that again. 1, 2, ready, go. Chester, cheetah, chewed chunk of cheap cheddar cheese. Chester, cheetah, chewed chunk of cheap cheddar cheese. Chester, cheetah, chewed chunk of cheap cheddar cheese. We're gonna get faster. Chester, cheetah, chewed chunk of cheap cheddar cheese. Chester, cheetah, chewed chunk of cheap cheddar cheese. Take good breaths. Chester, cheetah, chewed chunk of cheap cheddar cheese. 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 All right, were you able to keep up with us? It's okay if it was a little tricky for your first time through. If you need to rewind it and try it again, go for it. If you thought it was fun and you'd like to give it another shot, you're more than welcome to do that. I'm sure you'll get to hear it other times throughout the year and give it another try then too. I hope you enjoy today's lesson.
Okay, third, fourth, and fifth graders, let's warm up our voices a little bit with some echoes on our solfege. So our solfege is things like do, mi, so, la, re, whatever you might have learned last year. So those are the kinds of things we're looking at right now. So I'm looking for someone who can tell me what this hand sign is here. Oh, if you said do, you are absolutely correct. And then this one, we have mi. Good. And then this one was so, that's right. And this is la, absolutely correct. So, we're going to do a couple of echoes with that. We get our starting pitch. Do is going to be our starting pitch. Do, mi, do, mi. Mi, so, mi, so. So, la, so, la. La, so, la, so. So, mi, so, mi. Mi, do, mi, do. Do, mi, so. Do, mi, so, la. La, so, mi, do. So, do, so, do. Very nice job echoing. All right, boys and girls, so we have a visual here to help us see kind of where our notes are. So we have do here on the bottom, and then we have a note that we don't know, so there's an X there. So we have do, and then we go up a skip. We're skipping over this one we don't know, to a mi. Then for mi, we go up another skip. We're skipping this note right here to so, and then so to la is a step. So we're going to use those notes as we are looking today at our song. So here, I've already marked that this one's going to be so for us today. So if I have to go here, and that is a skip, because as we talked about before, a space going to the next space, that's going to be a skip. We're skipping this line right here. So we have so, we got to go down a skip. What would that note be? Looking at our chart, We had so and we skipped down. And if you were saying me, you are correct. So we have so, then we go down to me, and then we go back up to so, and then we're back to me at the end. So let's see if we can sing that together. So is our first sound, ready, go. So, me. So, me. Let's try that again. This time I'm going to move the arrow so you know where I'm at, exactly where I'm at. Ready, go. So, me. So, me. Oh, very nice. Let's look at the next one. So we had our so, it's still in the same place. This one has to be a so because it's in the same placement as well. But then this one is going up higher, and it's going up higher by a step. So what was that one? Oh, if you said la, you are absolutely correct. And then we're going to go back to so over here, and then we're back toward me over here. You're right. All right, so let's see if we can sing this pattern. Ready, go, so, me. Oh, that's not right, Mr. Weed. Let's try that again. Ready, go, so, me. Pretty good. All right, let's see about this pattern. Have we already seen this pattern, maybe? I think so. I think it's the first one we did. So let's try it again. Here we go. Ready, go, so, me, so, me. Then we're going to look at this next one. And you notice that we have a little bit of a change over here. We've been having me right here. So this is even a skip below me. So if you're thinking back, which one was a skip below me? Oh, you're right. It was do. So let's see if we can sing this with so's, la's, and do's. This pattern. Remember that a do should be a double skip from so. So here's our first skip to get to me, but then our second skip is right here from me to do. So we have a do right there. Okay, let's see if we can sing this. Here we go. Ready, go, so, do. Very nice job.
Last lesson, we learned a cup rhythm pattern. Here it is if you forgot what it was. Let's review together. 1, 2, ready, go. Rest. Rest. Good, 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 good. So if it helps you to say the ta, 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 ta-dee, ta, 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 rest, that's fine. If it helps you to go down, hand, down, top, top, down, hand, down, that's okay too. I put kind of symbols in there for the hand and the arrows to help you remember what's what. You use what works best for you because we're going to get faster and faster today, so it's whatever helps you. All right, let's review at the speed we practiced last week, and then we'll speed it up. So here is what we practiced last week. 2, ready, go. Good job. Good job. So, if that was really easy for you, here's a fun thing I'm going to ask you to do. Fun and challenging. On the rest, you're going to try to make a pose. So you only have one beat, right? But after you go, you You have to be ready to get back in on beat 1 though, okay? This might not work when we get faster, so we'll do it this one more time on the slower version and try it out. If you think you can do a quick pose, whatever it is, on your faster versions, go for it. But if you need an extra challenge, this is a great way to make it a little trickier, and you can be creative and come up with a different pose every single time. All right, so this is our slower version, again, just so we can try to make a pose at the end. 2, ready, go. I wasn't super creative on my poses. Did you do better? Probably did. All right. I bet y'all have way better dance moves than I do. All right, here's a little bit faster. A little bit faster. You may want to try it the first time without the posing, and then if that goes really well, you can throw in some dabs and all that good stuff. So here we go. Next round. 2, ready, go. Good. So if that was really easy for you and you're ready to try to throw a pose or some kind of movement in that rest and be fancy, go for it. I'm not sure I'm ready for it, but if you are. 2, ready, go. My cup the second time I tried to cross my arms. All right, you saw it. It happened. I dropped my cup. How'd you do? You ready for a little bit faster? All right, we got one more speed to go. A little faster. Hold on to your cups. Ready? 2, ready, go. Right, good work. One more time, that fast. Totally your choice if you want to try to throw something fun in during those rests, okay? I'll leave it up to you. You already saw my malfunction the last time. 2, ready, go. All right, very nice job. If you had fun with that and that wasn't quite challenging enough, don't you worry. We have some trickier cup rhythm patterns coming throughout the year. Thanks for playing along. We're already learning one song about the mountains. I wanted to teach you another one, and it's called Rocky Mountain. Goes like this. Listen for the first time through and keep a steady beat on your legs, please. Rocky Mountain, Rocky Mountain, Rocky Mountain high. When you're in that Rocky Mountain, hang your head and cry. Do, 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 do remember me. Do, 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 do remember me. Very nice. This time I would love it if you would be my echo. you're still keeping a steady beat while you do that. That's super important for us right now too. All right, I think you're ready to keep a beat and sing along. If you would like to grab one of your instruments, your guiro can to scrape against, your shaker that you've made, or a drum, this is the time. Pause it and go get an instrument. All right, glad you found something to use to play the beat with this time. And sing along, please. 1, 2, here we go. Rocky Mountain, Rocky Mountain, Rocky Mountain high. When you're in that Rocky Mountain, hang your head and cry. Do, 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 do remember me. Do, 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 do remember me. Good, one more time. Here we go. Rocky Mountain, Rocky Mountain, Rocky Mountain high. When you're in that Rocky Mountain, hang your head and cry. Do, 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 do remember me. Do, 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 do remember me. Very nice job, thank you. I had a good time singing Rocky Mountain with you, and I can't wait to learn about the rhythm of our song the next time. Last week we started I Love the Mountains, and we learned verse 1 and the chorus. So let's review verse 1 together now. I love the mountains, I love the rolling hills, I love the flowers, I love the daffodils, I love the fireside when all the lights are low. Boom diada, 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 boom diada. Very good, thank you. And this week we're going to learn verse 2. So will you please be my echo as we sing the new words? I love the ocean, I love the open sea. I love the forest, I love the bumblebees. I love the stars above when night turns into day. Boom diada, 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 boom diada. Good, I didn't have you echo the boom diadas because I know you know those very well by now. Great, let's do that verse again about I love the ocean. 1, 2, here we go. I love the ocean, I love the open sea, I love the forest, I love the bumblebees, I love the stars above when night turns into day. Boom diada, 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 boom diada. Yes, very, very good. All right, you ready to try it from the top? Verse 1, chorus. Verse 2, chorus. All right, that's the order we will sing it in. Here we go. 1, 2, ready. I love the mountains, I love the rolling hills, I love the flowers, I love the daffodils, I love the fireside when all the lights are low. Boom diada, 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 boom diada. Little break here so you can get a breath, and then much for singing along. If you need another practice round through both verses, just rewind it and sing through it again. The composer we are going to be studying is George Friedrich Handel. Last lesson, you got to listen to one of his songs. A composer is a person who writes or creates music. They may write it down on paper with a pen or a pencil so that other people can play it, or maybe they're just improvising and making the music up on the spot. Even if you're doing that, you are composing, you are writing music, even if you're not writing it down for other people to play. Now, Handel was born in the late 17th century, which means like the late 1600s. And he was born in a city called Halle. And now that city is in Germany. So if you look at that white arrow, it's pointing to the green country of Germany. And that is near where Handel would have been born. But that city that he was born in, it wasn't a part of Germany when he was born. It was a part of something called the Brandenburg Prussia, which was a part of the Holy Roman Empire. So those are lots of big words, I know. But what's important for us to remember is that he was born in what we would call now Germany. The time period that Handel was a composer is what we would call the Baroque period. And so that covers the years from 1600 to 1750. So we're talking 400 and 300 years ago, right? So that was a long time ago when music was just starting to be written down for everybody to play, where we could still read it today. So if you look at this piece on the left, it is a piece from the Renaissance period. That's the time period that came before Handel was born. You can see the rhythms, everything looks pretty simple, straightforward, it's very even looking. If you look at this other piece, though, that's now highlighted in blue, look at how complicated that looks. Look at how many more notes there are on the page. This is a recorder concerto written by Handel. And you can tell that there's a lot more going on in the music, and that's because the music of the Baroque period was much more complicated. Lots of ornamentation and embellishments in the music. You might want to say it was just fancier. It sounds fancier than the Renaissance music. So again, the piece on the left that's not highlighted in blue, that's from the Renaissance period before Handel. The one in blue is highlighted, and that is one of Handel's pieces. Now, the embellishment and ornamentation of the Baroque period wasn't just about music. It was in all of the art of that time period, even in the buildings. So look at the building highlighted in blue. That's from the Renaissance period, before Handel was born. Look at how clean the lines are. There's nothing really overly fancy about it. It's just like really clean lines everywhere. But if you look at this building that's now highlighted in blue, look at all of the statues. If you look at the tops of the columns, there's all these curlicues and all of these different things that you can see that look way fancier. So, even in the architecture of the Baroque era, you can tell that it's much fancier, much more ornamented and embellished. Now, Mr. Weed is going to walk you through a song by George Friedrich Handel.
In 17, he introduced the world to one of his greatest works. It was called Water Music. It was performed close to the royal barge of King George I by 50 musicians on a barge on the River Thames as part of a concert for the king. So King George enjoyed it so much that he requested it to be played 3 times during the trip. Let's take a listen to some of that music that the king enjoyed so much. Let's see how it goes. You'll notice that we have instruments here. These are our strings. They're the ones that are going to be highlighted or standing out right there. Then we have some trumpets playing and French horns. And then we have a combination of the strings and trumpets. Then we have the French horns again, strings, trumpets, French horns, And then this word tutti at the end means that we're going to play all together. So we have everyone there, the trumpets, the French horns, and our strings. So let's take a listen and hear all those instruments playing together. Here we go. All right. Thank you so much. You may play that back as many times as you want. Ready and go. Let us chase the squirrel up the hickory down the hickory. Let us chase the squirrel up the hickory tree. This is how we're going to get to our activity with Let Us Chase the Squirrel. So you're in class link. You've already gotten there. You're at your Launchpad, and you click on Schoology like you have done to get to your regular classroom. But then up here in Courses, you're going to look and find your music page. So right here is my son's music page, but I also added him here to this one that's called Sandbox. I'll take him out later. But I added him in there so I could show you what you're going to do. So I'm going to click on my music class button, course. And then down here, it's going to say, Let Us Chase the Squirrel, rhythm icon sort. So I click on that, and it's going to take me to this page. So as you can see, I tried it once, and then I allowed a second attempt so I could show you from the beginning. And then when I backed out, it said right here. All right, so I'm going to start an attempt. So if I wanted to come back later, I could always press resume and it would be right there. So I'm going to start a new attempt though, and it's going to be opening that up then. So it's going to open up like this. And the instructions say, the title is Let's Chase the Squirrel, rhythm icon sort. Arrange these phrases in the correct order, or the instructions. The instructions say, arrange the phrases in the correct order. If I'm having trouble reading that, I can press this button here and it's going to play those instructions for you. Arrange the phrases in the correct order. So after I've heard the instruction or read those, I have these rhythms here and I can move these wherever I'd like to. So I'm going to just move these around. All of them move. So I'm done now. Maybe that's right, maybe it's not. I don't know. Then I'm going to go over here to where it says review. That's going to bring up this page that has the questions. There's only one question, so there's only one thing here. It says item one, fully attempt. So if I had a second question, it might not have been answered. It would say something like did not attempt. So if I click on that, it takes me right back to that question. So it says that I fully attempted it, that one item, and then since it's done, I press finish. And then I'm going to submit activity. All questions have been attempted. Do you want to submit the activity now? Yes. I click yes. And then my attempt is done. So after that, you're done. Once you have made the attempt to get those correct, we want to see which phrase goes where. then you're done with that part of the activity today. All right, thank you for watching.
Go give the assignment a try. And have a great weekend.